Hello everyone and welcome to Our Ventura TV. I'm your host Sandra Siepak, and today we have a special guest with us, Mr. Eder Gaona, and he is the Executive Director of Future Leaders of America. Welcome to our show. I am so happy to have you here today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Good.
Pleasure.
Well, I wanted you to tell me a little bit about the organization. I know that you have just been named the new Executive Director, so congratulations on your new post. And I would like you to tell our viewers a little bit about what you're doing now as the Executive Director and some of the goals you'd like to obtain with the new Future Leaders of America program here in Ventura County.
Okay, that's a loaded question. No, but Future Leaders of America has been around for the last 32 years. We do leadership development for high school youth, Latino high school youth, and so we focus on 3 pillars: education, leadership, and personal. And so throughout those pillars, we do have programming that starts off with level 1, which is the leadership camp. We take students out for 1 week out at Camp Whittier in Santa Barbara County and do leadership development for 1 week. And for 1 week, the focus for the students is themselves. And so that's very different for a lot of the students because there's no outside pressure, no cell phones allowed. And so we really focus on them. They do public speaking, they do facilitation, and they learn a lot of stuff, specifically also how to get into college. From there, we take them to level 2, which is more of the community-based organizing. So we ask them to look at community issues and see what they can do as a student organization. Mm-hmm. And then from there, we also focus on their personal. So we do a lot with the students throughout the year.
Well, I must say, I was very interested to hear about you, that you yourself went through the program, and you began when you were 13 years old, and look at you today, you are now running the program yourself. So you've come a long way, and you actually learned a lot as a teenager being a part of the program. Could you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so like you said, I was 13 when I started Future Leaders of America, and it's a little bit personal, but I was undocumented, didn't have the legal status to be in the States. Okay. Luckily, I did receive them about 5 years ago. But it was a challenge because when I did realize that I was undocumented, the help, the aid, the mentorship wasn't there. And so I found this program, Future Leaders of America, and they were willing to help me out. And so I come from a single parent household, a migrant family, and so the resources are very limited. So when I did start Future Leaders of America, I did start to learn more about my voice, my personal voice, how to take a step forward, how to advocate for myself, but also how to take the next step and go to college. And so I was very fortunate that I did go through FLA throughout high school. I learned leadership skills, facilitation, public speaking. But I think the best gift that I got was also resiliency and how to be my own advocate. Sure. And so I did go to UCLA, go Bruins. Yeah. Okay. And I received my master's from Columbia. In urban and social policy.
Well, absolutely. You are a success story. There's no doubt about it. And I think you could really inspire some other younger people now out there that may be at the same point you were, that may be interested in coming in. So how would they become a part of the program? You know,
really quickly, like my story is not unique within Future Leaders. We have a lot of success stories of students going through the program and doing amazing things. We have alumni everywhere, over 8,000 alumni in the nation. So how do they get involved? They can check out our website, futureleadersnow.org, our Facebook page, Future Leaders Now, facebook.com/futureleadersnow, okay. And get involved. We always post up and update our website on current events that we're having, leadership camps, and we also have some more success stories on there.
And that's always inspiring for a lot of kids out there who may feel like, I don't know where to go, I don't know where to turn, I don't know how to go to college, I don't know these things. So that gives them a lot of information to be a part of that program.
The website or?
Well, the website and being a part of the program.
Yeah, being a part of the program, you like I said, you start with the leadership training. And so through the leadership training, we do provide academic support, academic knowledge support. Okay. And we do go through a leadership process. And so the students do start to think about their college prospects. And so once the student starts talking about where they're going to go to school, what college they're going to go to, it becomes a reality for them. And so it's part of the process that we help them go through to make sure that they go to where they want to be at.
Now, you have several programs that are within Future Leaders of America. One of them is a summer camp program. Can you elaborate on that?
So the summer leadership program happens every summer. We've had them at Camp Whittier the past summer, and we go through a process with the students. And so we do touch on leadership skills, facilitation, public speaking, but also talk about importance of self and self-esteem. And so for a lot of students, they come in and the first thing they say is, I want to go home. You know, and they want to go home because it's different for them, you know? But at the end, they don't want to leave because they've learned so much about themselves and about the community that they want to keep learning. And so we do have this process for them where they engage in the community, but they also talk about themselves.
That's great.
And all of the facilitators and all of the two mentors there have all been alumni of FLA, and they've also all gone through the process and are all current or recent college graduates. So now they see Eder or they see Gabby or Alex, and they're like, okay, if they did it, then so can I.
I could do it too.
I could do it too, yeah.
There you go. You're inspiring to so many people.
And in a way, yes.
Right.
And so it's very powerful for the students. I know it was for me to see my peers go through it and be successful. And so the students go see it and they want to do it too.
Which brings me to the fact that the money to do all this has to come from somewhere.
Yes.
Right.
It does.
Do you do a lot of fundraising activities, or how do you fund the program?
Currently, we're working with foundations who want to target youth and want to provide a positive space for them. So we do have a lot of foundation grants coming in. But we do also do a lot of foundation, a lot of individual giving. And if anybody wants to donate, they can go on futureleadersnow.org. They'll find a donation page, and all of the funds that they do donate are tax deductible. And they do help provide leadership training, academic empowerment, university seminars, and career seminars.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
That's a lot in there for those kids to have. Now, some of the ways to give, then you're talking about, you know, some of the donations and things like that. Do you have a lot of corporate sponsors, or do you take individual donations? How does it come from schools, fundraising activities? What culminates to make this whole thing work?
So we have foundations, like I said. We also have some corporations who donate to Future Leaders.
Okay.
And we also have individual donations.
Okay.
And so that's when individuals give out to Future Leaders.
Okay.
And it's really important to note that every dollar counts.
Sure.
Every dollar that comes into the door, we celebrate because it's a dollar that we can use to help out a youth in need, right?
Right.
And so for $37.50 every month, an individual can sponsor a student to go to a camp.
Oh, that's a great thing.
It is, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And so it really helps us put on these empowerment workshops for them, where students can go through them and really learn about themselves.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the impact on the community must be just extremely good, with all these kids being a part of it. How many kids are a part of your program now?
So in Ventura County, we have, every summer we take about 50 students who go through the program.
Okay.
And so for the past 32 years, we've had
yeah.
over 8,000 alumni.
That's
and so a lot of the alumni do come back and give back. We have teachers at Santa Paula High School. We have administrators at Oxnard High School District.
Okay.
And so we have alumni throughout the whole county.
Good. Well, I certainly feel that the summer camp program must really be a big thing for kids, though, because they can all bond together and they're kind of all going through the same thing together. So that must be your biggest program then.
It is. It's our flagship program. We've had it for 32 years in a row. And we outreach to kids in Ventura County, Oxnard Unified School District, Santa Paula Unified School District.
Okay.
And these are students who need it the most. They come in, they check out our program, and it's funny because sometimes they just come into the office just to hang out because they love being there. They want to be there. And so it's really inspiring to me to kind of see that move forward still.
I think it's really inspiring all the way around for everybody. You now, having gone through the program, and now you can look and see these kids almost like a mirror image of when you started, when you were 13. What advice do you give them?
What advice do I give them? Stay out of trouble.
Good.
But also, it's interesting because we did an activity the other day, and one of the students said, well, I already knew the activity, so I kind of just hinted, you know?
Okay.
And that's the advice we do give the students. We kind of hint at a positive road. If they do have questions about academics or anything like that, they can come in and ask us for anything.
Right.
But definitely the biggest advice we do give them is like respect yourselves and respect each other and respect everybody else. And I think once you have that solid foundation, they're able to see the progression.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the volunteer leadership training. Could you elaborate on that a little bit and talk a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so we are a small nonprofit organization, but we do a lot. And so we do rely a lot on our volunteer staff. I think last year alone we had over 3,000 hours of volunteer hours logged in from our volunteers.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It is. We're very thankful that they have stuck with us and they're willing to come back. And because a lot of it is because they were inspired and they're still inspired. And so our training, we just had one a couple weeks ago, is we do facilitation training. So we teach them how to go through the process. So we teach them like our curriculum, but then we go into the what, the so what, and now what. Specifically with like academics, right? So now you know the information, what about it, and what are you gonna do with this information? And so it's just kind of teaching them, going back into this process that they went through when they were younger. Good.
Now, you of course are a success story for the organization.
Thank you.
But tell me about some of the others that you have now seen come up through the ranks and that you feel are also very successful.
Yeah, so we have our board members composed of alumni, actually.
Okay.
Our board chair, she was mayor for the city of Hueneme, and she is right now the co-executive director for Cause, another nonprofit here in Ventura.
Okay.
And then peers from my generation, I can think of one right now. She's actually getting her PhD from UCLA, specifically in education. I consider that a success story as well. So
absolutely. Well, any of these people who have gone through the ranks, and it seems like the educational aspect of it is very strong and very prominent throughout your organization.
Yes.
You really, really stress stay in school, excel, study, 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 and you will get ahead. Is that pretty much what you
and when you get stuck, ask for help. Yeah, because a lot of us, we get stumped and then we don't know what to do, so we definitely ask them for that. But we also have 2 university seminars that we do have throughout the years. We went to UCSB not too long ago, and we're planning to go to UCLA. You can check out more information, like I said, on futureleadersnow.org to keep updated. But these seminars are meant to take the students to the university and then basically see themselves there. Once they see that, they're like, okay, I can do it. I can go to UCSB. I can go to UCLA. I can go to CSUN. So it's really important for us to kind of keep these programs up, because then the students are able to put themselves in students' shoes.
Well, I think especially being in the position that you are and having the experience of going through so many years of the program and actually experiencing it firsthand, you know what you're talking about to expand on that with someone else. So I think that's a really, really inspirational story.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And the success stories, I'm sure, will be many more to come.
Many more to come, yeah.
Now, mention the website again for people who may not know about your organization and would like to know
So you can check us out at www.futureleadersnow.org. You can find current events. You can also find a donation link. Like I said, all donations are tax deductible.
Good.
And you know that your money is being used wisely.
Well, that's always important too. Well, good. I wish you all the best with Future Leaders of America here in Ventura County. You're doing some great work out there for so many young people, and I know it's very appreciated. So again, thank you for being on our show today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm thrilled. Thank you. And keep up the good work, okay?
Will do.
Good. And congratulations on your position.
Thank you.
I want to thank all of you for being with us today on Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. See you next time. Bye-bye.